It is Easter Sunday here at Disney's Animal Kingdom, and we're going to try to do this park without any of our usual tricks. We're going to have no Disney Genie Plus, no early entry, no extended evening hours, none of that fancy stuff. We're going to do this park the old-fashioned way and see how much we can get done. Let's go do it. Hi-ho everybody, this is Rob with Ear Scouts coming to you from Disney's Animal Kingdom. It is Easter Sunday and there is a pretty huge crowd here at the parks this weekend. So what I want to do today, I want to share some of my tricks for navigating this park when you don't have any of those extras. When you don't have Genie Plus or early entry or extended evening hours, which, well, this park never has extended evening hours, but we're not going to use any of those fancy perks. What we're going to do instead is we're going to try to target attractions at the right time. And here at this park, unlike at Magic Kingdom, you don't have the benefit of a fireworks show at the end of the night, which is kind of a lot of people's cue to go home. So here, there's not a nighttime show at this time of year at all. There's not even the projections on the Tree of Life. So what we're going to try to do is get as much done as we possibly can in the morning. Now, things will definitely quiet down a little bit towards the end of the night because this is a popular park for park hopping. So a lot of folks will start here because it opens early and then hop somewhere else. But it's not going to be as pronounced as what you see, say, at Magic Kingdom after the fireworks. My first really big tip: get here early if you can for what is called rope drop. That's what we're doing right now. So basically, rope drop is when they drop the ropes and let everyone enter the park. This is a little different if you're not doing early entry. Be sure to check out our video that we did all about early entry here at Animal Kingdom, and you'll see how that process works. But here at regular rope drop, it's a little bit more straightforward. You're basically going to be massed up here in the Oasis, right around the first animal exhibits, and then they're going to drop the rope and we're all just going to kind of go in. It works a little differently for early entry rope drop, so if you're planning that, be sure to check that video. So I can pretty much guarantee you many of the folks in this crowd are going to be headed towards Flight of Passage, and we are not going to be going to Flight of Passage. I definitely recommend doing that ride first if you're here for early entry rope drop, but for regular rope drop, all those early entry folks are already crammed into that line. It is probably snaking all the way into Africa right about now. So what we're gonna do instead, we're gonna knock off the other really popular attraction in Pandora, and that is Navi River Journey. We will definitely get Flight of Passage done today, but we're gonna do it a lot later in this video. Another thing you could definitely consider doing as your first thing when you get here for rope drop is Kilimanjaro Safaris. The reason that's a really good pick is because that ride isn't actually open for early entry, so you kind of get first crack at it. The reason I'm not gonna do that is because, number one, we already showed you that strategy when we did everything here at Animal Kingdom. We'll put a link to that video down below. I want to show you a slightly different strategy to kind of start and end with Pandora. The reason I like this strategy is because these are the two rides. They don't really significantly drop in wait time as the day goes on. The only time you can count on Navi River Journey having a relatively low wait time is right here around rope drop when everyone is focused on that sister attraction, Flight of Passage. That wait time just ticked up from 10 to 15 minutes. We're gonna time it. Hopefully it's gonna be closer to 10, but honestly, either one of those times would be great for this attraction. This is the magic of rope drop. This attraction is probably going to have a wait time of 45 minutes to an hour and a half within probably an hour or so from now. And it's gonna be steadily creeping up towards that relatively quickly. Being on that rope drop line, coming in at the moment of rope drop, you're almost guaranteed a great wait for your first attraction unless it is Flight of Passage. I did check the app. Right now, at this moment, there is a 75-minute wait for Flight of Passage. If you did that, that's gonna pretty much eat up your whole early morning period. All those times when you would be getting shorter waits on rides, you're gonna be spending waiting in line for Flight of Passage. And I'm gonna show you a trick later in this video. We're probably gonna wait less than 75 minutes and we're not gonna lose this precious morning time. I am going to try as much as I can to avoid doing a lot of crisscrossing in this park, but this is a really important crisscross. So there's an attraction over in Asia that opens later than the rest of the park, Kali River Rapids. So we can essentially rope drop that one attraction and we're gonna get a much shorter wait than we would find later in the day. Also, you'll find over in Asia, Expedition Everest, that's one of our biggest ticket attractions here at Animal Kingdom. Knocking that one out early can also be a really good idea. So when we get over there, we're gonna look at what the wait time is. If we think we can squeeze in Everest before Kali, we'll go ahead and do that. And if not, maybe we'll stop and grab some coffee. I'm not sure what the wait for Everest is looking like right now, but there is no wait for coffee, so we are gonna do that first. One thing I definitely recommend if you're planning to get some coffee when you're here at Disney World, bring one of these guys. What's great about this is it seals up, so I can throw my coffee in my bag. Otherwise, with a lot of attractions, they're gonna make you finish your coffee or pour it out before you can get on. So this is a way you can enjoy your coffee without having to gulp it down while you're trying to get in a bunch of attractions in the morning. Asia is looking really quiet right now. That's actually not super surprising. Most folks focus on Africa and Pandora when they first come in. Pandora because obviously those lines are gonna get so much longer later in the day. But Africa, because the safari, a lot of people will tell you you should do that safari first thing in the morning, both because it's gonna have a shorter wait and because the animals are a little bit more active when it's cooler. But today, I'm gonna show you a different time to do safari that I also love, but that means we can enjoy Asia while everybody else is focused on that other side of the park. All right, we can go home now. We have done the best ride in all of Walt Disney World. If it were me, honestly, and I was not making this video today, I would just keep getting on that again and again right now because that is crazy. We had a 5-minute wait, including the time it took to wait for the front row. So, yeah. Now we still have plenty of time to get back and do Kali River Rapids before it opens. We are having our coffee and drinking it too, my friends. This is my kind of Animal Kingdom morning. I actually have 2 tips for Kali River Rapids. The first, as I mentioned, it opens later than everything else, so you can kind of rope drop this ride. But the second is one that I just learned recently, and I'm really embarrassed that I never knew this. The other day I was in the park and I was like, oh, I don't want my stuff to get wet today. I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna pay for the locker. I'm gonna pay to put my stuff so that it doesn't get wet. And I went to the lockers and they are free. They've always been free. I just never went in there. I was just assumed that you had to pay for it. And I was like, oh, I'll be fine. I don't need to pay for a locker. I asked the cast member when I came out, I was like, have these always been free? And she looked at me like I had 3 heads. She was like, yeah, they've always been free. Bonus tip, before you go into those lockers, put on some flip-flops. I always bring a lightweight pair of flip-flops with me when I come to Animal Kingdom for this very reason. These boats, it is very common that a huge wave of water will come in and your feet will get drenched. So Having this will save you from walking around in soggy shoes for the rest of the day. I have my own raft, like all to myself. This is crazy. Oh boy. I'm also realizing that I am now the only weight in this craft, which makes me worried I'm just gonna get drenched. Ah! Woo! You know what is even better than getting on Kali River Rapids with no weight? Getting off of Kali River Rapids and having blissfully dry shoes and socks. Man, those flip-flops are a lifesaver every time. I definitely want to do Maharaja Trek, which is right there next to Kali River Rapids, but I'm not gonna do it right now because there are still short wait times to be had on attractions. We're gonna head on over into Dinoland, USA, and we're gonna knock out Dinosaur because it is still showing, believe it or not, as a 5-minute wait. We are here at Dinoland, USA, and we are entering into yet another empty land. Y'all, 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
Time travel commencing in T-minus 10 seconds.
This is Seeker. Listen up. We've got to get in, grab the iguanodon, and get out before that asteroid hits. Let's roll! They're not gonna make it! They're not gonna make it!
Mission accomplished.
You made it!
But we have survived yet another trek into the late Cretaceous period. I don't know why Dr. Seeker keeps sending us to the late Cretaceous period. Is he not aware there's like a giant asteroid coming? We have got one more ride to do in this land of the park, and that is Triceratops Spin. For you folks who are using Genie Plus, you actually can't get a lightning lane for this one. This is standby only, so we're gonna have the exact same experience as all those fancy lightning lane people right now. If your kids were terrified on Dinosaur, and that's definitely a thing that can happen, this is a great way to just kind of bring things back down a notch, put a smile back on their faces. It's basically Dumbo with dinosaurs. And with that little spin, we only have 2 rides left in this park. We've got, of course, the big one, Flight of Passage, and we've got Kilimanjaro Safaris, which we're planning to do later in the day. So we're in really great shape right now. Well, the crowds are definitely starting to trickle into the park, along with Kevin. Always good to say hello to Kevin when you see him. It's actually perfect timing for us because right now we're gonna switch gears to what I like to call the 4 S's, and that's gonna be snacking, shopping, shows, and smaller draw attractions. Those are the things you should really focus on once you get towards the middle period of the day. This is when it's gonna be the most crowded. Things will kind of slow down towards the end, and obviously, as we've seen, it's pretty dead in the morning. So keep that in mind for the middle of your day, those 4 S's. We're gonna do one of those S's right now. We're gonna go check out the show. It's Tough to Be a Bug. Still got a posted 10-minute wait. Let's go do it. One of my favorite things about this attraction, believe it or not, is actually the queue itself. I love getting this close-up look at the Tree of Life, and there's certain areas of the tree that you can only see from this queue. If you love finding all the different animals on the Tree of Life, definitely need to come through this queue. Even if you don't want to see the show, just come through the queue because you're going to find so many more animals that you wouldn't be able to find otherwise. Quick tip for this show, and this really kind of applies to any show. You don't actually want to be right up there by the door typically, because especially when it's crowded, they're going to make everybody go all the way to the end of the row. So if you want to sit more in the middle of the theater, it's actually better to be towards the back, and that way you can choose which row you want to go down and get a seat that's close to the middle.
Chilean tarantulas, like my friend Chili here, throw poison quills at their enemies with deadly accuracy. Pull! Come on!
Get this loser out of my sight.
Honorary bugs remain seated so the beetles, maggots, and cockroaches may exit safely.
This show terrifies small children. I mean, abject screaming terror. So it's really not that scary for older kids. It's just, there's a lot of things, if your kid is squeamish, especially about bugs, this might not be the show for them, at least not yet. We are gonna head back into Dinoland, USA, because there is a show there that I love so much. It is Finding Nemo, The Big Blue and Beyond. It's like the best puppet show you've ever seen. There are really amazing effects, and the puppets are just second to none. They're incredible. Isn't that an adorable show? I just think the puppets are incredible. I mean, you would expect nothing less from Disney, but I think when you tell people, oh, it's like a Finding Nemo puppet show, people are like, I don't know that that's something I want to see. But when you see how spectacular those puppets are, I also love that there's live singing. While I was in there, another thing I went ahead and did, I set up my free Disney Genie service. So we're not using the paid Disney Genie Plus. There's no reason we can't make use of the free Disney Genie service. All you're gonna do, go ahead to your main menu, tap on My Disney Genie Day. We're gonna start setting things up just like we would if we were using Genie Plus. We're just not gonna pay for the extra lightning lane features. Once you're in My Disney Genie Day, tap on Get Started Now. It's gonna ask you what day it is, what park you're going to. Then it's gonna ask you who all's in your party. Pretty basic stuff. After that, it's gonna ask you what attractions you're most interested in. This is where we can really make use of this feature, even though we're not using Genie Plus. What we're gonna do is we're gonna pick all of the attractions that we haven't done yet. And this is gonna kind of give us a little list of what we have left to do that's gonna be pinned to the top of our tip board screen. We've already done that, it's all set up, and you can see these are all the things left in this park that we haven't done yet. And as we do them, we can go in and edit these and remove them from our list. I'll show you how to do that a little bit later. The other thing that I wanted to go ahead and do while I was in the app was order some food, because it's a little late in the morning now. I'm starting to get hungry. We do have a dining reservation for Yak and Yeti over in Asia, but that's not until 3 o'clock. So I wanted to have a little light, kind of brunchy item. I'm gonna go get a smoked chicken salad over here at Flame Tree Barbecue. I didn't want anything super heavy because we are gonna have a bigger meal later. I definitely recommend make use of a mobile order. It's super easy from pretty much any screen in the app. You're gonna tap on that little plus sign at the bottom. A menu's gonna pop up. You're gonna choose order food, choose the restaurant you want. I was able to get a return time for right now for our food. Once you're getting close to that restaurant, you're gonna wanna tap on the button that says I'm here. Go ahead and make my food. I'm gonna do that right now, and then we'll pick it up. One thing you really wanna keep your eye on as we get towards the middle of the day, there are certain attractions that do close before the rest of the park. Some of them close really early, especially some of these shows. They will stop running sometimes before early afternoon hits. So you wanna make sure that for those shows you really wanna see, check those show times, because sometimes you'll be surprised. A show might only have 1 or 2 more times left and you haven't gotten it done, so you have to race over and do it. Instead of doing that, we're gonna start focusing on the shows that are gonna end the soonest. The first show that's gonna run out of show times later today is gonna be Feathered Friends in Flight. So I wanna make sure we cross that off of our list next. The next show isn't until 1:30 though, so we've got a little bit of time to play with here. This is a great time to keep your eyes peeled for those opportunities that are around you. I found a great one right here at Adventures Outpost. The wait time to meet Mickey and Minnie is super low right now. It's only about 25 minutes. So we're gonna go ahead and cross this off of our list while we're waiting to do Feathered Friends in Flight. Let's go do it. mind if I get a selfie with you guys for Easter? Thank you. Well, that was adorable. I love meeting Mickey and Minnie here in this park because they have those cute safari outfits. We've still got a good amount of time left before we need to be in Asia for Feathered Friends in Flight, so why not meet another character? I mean, I'm wearing my Donald Duck shirt today. I feel like I gotta go say hey to Donald, right? Let's head back into Dinoland, USA, because it's right here, and we'll do Donald's Dino Bash. While we're waiting here to meet Donald, I want to share with you another tip about using the app, especially when it comes to meeting characters. Open up My Disney Experience, and down there at the bottom, you'll see a little icon that looks like a map marker. Tap on that. That brings up a map of the park. But if you go ahead and tap up where it says wait times, you can choose characters. And then instead of seeing rides, you're going to see all the different character meet and greets that happen around the park. Tap on show list up there at the top right, and that's going to give you a full listing of all those characters. You can tap into any one of them and see the times that they'll show up for different meet and greets. Also, while you're in this view, you can tap where it says characters now and choose entertainment. You're going to see additional shows here that don't show up in the regular tip board view. Winged Encounters, for example, is amazing. That happens in front of the Tree of Life. You can even see the times that the barges are dispatched around the Discovery River. They're called flotillas. That's basically where you see those characters that are waving to you from the boats. If you want to catch one of those, just check in the app in that entertainment section, tap on the flotilla, and you can see all the times that they're dispatched. Hey, Donald. I just wanted to come say hello because I'm wearing your shirt. Hey, Daisy, you look so lovely. You guys look amazing. Well, that meet and greet definitely took a lot longer than I was anticipating. We're gonna have to make a mad dash over to Asia. We're gonna make it in time for the next showing of Feathered Friends in Flight. If not, we might have to find some different feathered friends to hang out with. We just barely made it.
What we've done is we've taught this bird to know where to fly, not by the perch, or the human. He doesn't have to know any of that. He just sees the dollar and then hopefully he'll fly there. Because we taught him to recognize a prop instead, right? So can we try it and see if he lands on your arm? Okay, our friend is out there. Straight to him nicely, that we did it! Did we take your break? Yep, so this is the best part. Yeah, that's where it goes, in the pocket. Which is really good. And I hope you have a magical day. Who else wants to work with a crow? It has like 20. Yeah, 20. Like 20 bucks. He does work monkeys too that are really cool. Like, look. Listen. Bobo, the lesser sulfur-crested cockatoo.
That is such a really cool show. I don't know that I would put it on my absolute must-do list if you were limited on time, but if you have time to check it out, it is definitely worth it, especially if you love birds, obviously. I love meeting all you guys, so if you ever see me in the park and I'm filming, feel free to say hello. I love meeting folks and finding out what you're doing on your Disney World day. What I want to talk about right now, it's just after 2 o'clock, so this is a good time for us to check in and see what we have left on our list of things to do for the day. I want to show you quickly how to edit the selections on your tip board. It is super easy. So once you have set things up initially with Disney Genie, all you got to do is head over to that tip board screen. There's a little button that says Edit Selections. Tap on that, and then you can uncheck the things that you've already done. When you come back to the tip board screen, voila, you have just the list of things left to do. We also have that 3 o'clock dining reservation right here actually at Yak and Yeti, so I don't want to get too far away from this area. I think this might be a great time to go do Maharaja Trek. Let's go do it. A lot of people are surprised when I tell them that Animal Kingdom is actually my favorite of the 4 theme parks. Number 1, it has my favorite ride, Expedition Everest, but also I love that Animal Kingdom just has so many places where you can relax, get away from the crowd, and just enjoy a peaceful moment with nature. The design of all of the little details is just incredible. You really do feel transported into a different world. And this world in particular, the Maharaja Trek, in comparison to some of the other worlds you get transported to, This one is just peaceful and zen, and I love being back here. There are certain points in Jungle Trek that definitely get a lot more attention. One of those, of course, is the spot where you can see the tigers. Right now, we just saw Conrad the tiger taking a cat nap. One thing I did want to bring up, though, is a point that some friends of mine made. They have a podcast called The Diz List, and you can find it on iTunes and Spotify and all the usual places. But one of the things that they mentioned happened on a recent trip to Animal Kingdom. There was a big crowd of people trying to see the tigers or the gorillas, and folks maybe weren't paying attention to the fact that there are some little kids who maybe want to get a view. So always try to be conscious of, especially the little folks that are around you, because sometimes it's even harder for them to catch a view of these things than it is for us. They actually decorated the tiger's toy to look like an Easter egg, which is a fun little Easter egg to find here on Easter Sunday. Interesting fact about Yak and Yeti, it's actually not a Disney restaurant. It's owned by Landry's, which is the same company that owns Morton's Steakhouse. Here at Disney World, you'll know them for Rainforest Cafe and T-Rex. Now, definitely, Yak and Yeti, I think food quality-wise, is a step up from T-Rex and Rainforest Cafe. The reason I bring this up is because of something called the Landry's Select Club that I thought you should be aware of, especially if you have Landry's restaurants in your area or you plan to go to one of the other Landry's properties like Yak and Yeti, Rainforest, T-Rex here at Disney World. You join the club for $25. Then about 20-30 minutes after your meal, once you've signed up and done all that good stuff, they're gonna send you a gift card for $25 to use on your next visit to a Landry's property. But probably the coolest feature as it relates to Disney goers, once you are a Landry's Select Club member, you can basically walk up to Yak and Yeti even when they have no reservations available, and they will put you on the wait list. Let me tell you, when you are hungry and you want to sit down at an air-conditioned spot, that can be gold. This was a delightful meal, not too heavy, which I really appreciate when I'm still in the middle of a theme park day. Sometimes you go to the places where it's kind of all you care to eat and you leave and you're just like, ugh, I need a nap. I'm actually feeling great because we just finished Asia completely. We're done with Dinoland USA. We've got one attraction left over in Pandora. Of course, it's a big one, Flight of Passage. Pretty much all we really got to do right now is Africa, and we've got 4 hours of park time, so I'm feeling pretty good about where we're at. Quick tip, when you are traveling from Africa to Asia or vice versa, there is the main path that everyone else goes down, and then there's the quiet path that takes about the same amount of time, but it's peaceful. There's nobody here. You get some beautiful views. This is the route I prefer to take. And just like that, we're in Africa. Sometimes the path less traveled is the path to take. So you remember earlier we were talking about things that close before the rest of the park. One of the most notorious of those things is Rafiki's Planet Watch. It closes even before the other things in Africa, so we're gonna make Rafiki our next stop of the day. We are just in time. So many people never make it to this area of Animal Kingdom, and they miss out on so many cool things when they don't come back here. Here at Rafiki's Planet Watch, there are kind of 4 main attractions to check out. One is the Wilderness Explorers program. Now this is all over the park, but there are multiple stations here at Rafiki. So if you're trying to collect all those stickers for the Wilderness Explorers program, Rafiki's is a must-do. The second big attraction here is the Animal Hospital that's located in the conservation station. It is not just for show. I have actually seen real procedures going on. One day we were here shooting a video and a turtle had actually been harmed in the roadway here adjacent to Animal Kingdom. They brought it in and they were treating, it wasn't even a Disney-owned turtle, it was just a turtle from the local area wildlife, and they were bringing it in and treating it. So it is an active vet hospital where they do real work. The third thing that's here, and I love this one, it is the affection section. If your kids really want to reach out and touch the animals that they see here at Animal Kingdom, this is the place where they can actually do it. Plus, you can sometimes meet a celebrity. The pig who served as the model for Pua in Moana lives here in the affection section. And the fourth and final really big attraction back here is going to be the animation experience. That is where a Disney animator is going to teach you how to draw one of your favorite Disney animal characters. Let's go check it all out. Well, that was awesome. Feeling very good about my Crush drawing, actually. It's first time doing Crush. I think it came out pretty good. We are headed now back to the train station to head to Harambe Village. We've got about 35 minutes before the last show of Festival of the Lion King. It doesn't feel like this area is super crowded, so I'm gonna throw the dice that we've got some time to quickly do the Gorilla Falls Exploration Trail and still be there in time to grab a seat. I know we'll make it in time for the show. The bigger question is, will there still be a seat for us when we make it in time for the show? My biggest tip about getting the most out of these trail experiences, stop and chat with the cast members who are there. They have so much knowledge to share, and I learn something new pretty much every time I go on these trails because I just chit chat with the cast members. If you watch the show, The Magic of Disney's Animal Kingdom on Disney Plus, before you come to Animal Kingdom, you're gonna kind of get a sense for all the animals that are here, and you kind of get attached to them. You know their names, you know where they live, you know little stories about them. I definitely recommend make a little time, chat with the cast members, and before you come, check out The Magic of Disney's Animal Kingdom on Disney Plus. I'm not paid to say that, by the way. There's no sponsorship here. I just think you should watch it before you come because it makes the trip even more special. I think we just saw zebras horsing around. I think that's what was happening there. We are right on time to see Festival of the Lion King. I'm not seeing a huge line spilling out, which could either be a good thing or a bad thing. Well, the cast members welcomed us in. I think that means we're gonna get a seat. Time to check out my favorite show in all of Animal Kingdom. I'm not gonna repeat it. If you've seen my videos, you've heard me rave and rave about how much I love that show, so I'm not gonna rave yet again, but that show is amazing, right? Earlier in this video, I said that there are two really great times to do the safari. One is the one that everyone usually does, which is first thing in the morning. There is a second really great time, and this is it. The reason this late afternoon time is great is because number one, it is cool like in the morning, so the animals aren't exhausted from the heat and hiding away somewhere in the shade. Number two, you'll see a different mix of animals. There's some nocturnal animals, things like the hyenas that you can't see in the morning, you can only see in the afternoon. Number three, everyone is starting to head out of the Africa area of the park, and guess what? It is almost always basically a walk-on at this hour. Right now, posted 5-minute wait. And finally, a lot of the animals are actually being fed at this time, so you'll see animals kind of brought closer to the ride vehicles because that's where they'll feed them. I would say it is every bit as good as the one you get first thing in the morning, and maybe even better. Let's go check it out. Wasn't that a great safari? I think the only animal we did not get to see today were the monkeys. The monkeys seemed to be, I don't know, monkeying around somewhere else. But every other animal we got to see really great views of. So you know what else I'm really excited about? We have done everything that we need to do here at Disney's Animal Kingdom except for one thing, and that is Flight of Passage over in Pandora. I've been saving that for last on purpose because number one, if you get in that line at 1 minute before park close, so tonight it will be 7:59, they will let you stay in that line as long as it takes to ride that ride. It will usually be still a pretty long posted wait, but the big secret is it's not usually as long a wait as is posted. They kind of inflate the number at the end of the night because they don't want a whole bunch of people jumping in line, and then of course they have to stay open even later. So there's a very good chance that when we get in that line, whatever the posted time is, it's going to be even less than that. But that's not even the best part. The best part is when we leave that ride, we are going to experience Pandora at night. And that is one of my favorite things to experience in all of Animal Kingdom. Let's go check it out. We've got about 35-40 minutes to kill because we don't want to jump in that line yet because we actually want to come out as late as possible so it'll be completely dark and we can experience all this at night. So let's go enjoy Pandora. This is actually one of my favorite places to grab a snack or a meal, so let's go grab a treat. It is 7:55. We're gonna wait until the last possible moment just because I want this to be as dark as possible when we get out. But it is a posted 80-minute wait. If it is actually even close to 80 minutes, I don't know, I will eat my ears, okay? One of the big pitfalls of this strategy that you need to be aware of, if the ride goes down, you don't get to ride. So this is not completely risk-free. But I was just talking to some cast members. This ride pretty much never goes down. It's not saying it doesn't, it can, but they were saying that none of them here can remember the last time that this ride went down at the end of the night. They can remember it maybe going down like midday, but they usually have it up relatively quickly. So of all the rides you could do this with, I would say Flight of Passage is the lowest risk. And if you ask me, definitely worth it. The reward is you're gonna get a really short wait compared to what you have earlier today, and you are gonna get the magic of seeing Pandora lit up at night. Let's go do it. So this might just be a me thing, but I love riding this ride from the lower level. When you're in that lower level, there's moments in the ride when you kind of swoop down close to the ground and you just feel like you're right there in the action. Let me know. I've never heard anyone else talk about this, but it's just a thing that I like. If you like it too, let me know in the comments down below. And if you've never tried it, next time you're here, ask for the lower level and let us know what you think. Posted wait, 80 minutes. Actual wait, 33 minutes. Thankfully, I don't need to eat my ears. But now it is time for my favorite part of the night, the bioluminescent forest. Let's go check it out. What an incredible day here at Disney's Animal Kingdom. This is one of my favorite Animal Kingdom days I've ever had, to be honest. This beats out a lot of the days I use Disney Genie Plus. I do think that it is important to note this did not get as busy as I was really expecting it to. It is Easter Sunday, and I thought it was gonna be slammed. It was a pretty average Sunday crowd, I felt like. This did not feel like a holiday season crowd. So I do think it's important to put that in perspective. If you were to come here on a busy holiday weekend, you'd have a hard time replicating this, but you could come pretty close. But let's just think about everything we just accomplished. We did every single ride in this park. We did all of the major shows. We did the major walking trails. We did 2 different character meet and greets. We had a table service meal, a quick service meal. We did everything pretty much there is to do in this park, and we did it, honestly, with time to spare. So, can you have an amazing day here at Disney's Animal Kingdom without any of those fancy perks like Genie Plus and early entry? Yes, my friends, I would say that you can. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. I hope you learned a thing or two that's gonna help you on your next visit to Disney's Animal Kingdom. If you did, let us know in the comments down below. Give this video a like, subscribe to our channel, and ring that bell so you'll be notified whenever new videos like this come out. Until next time, don't forget to think happy thoughts, everybody. We'll see you again real soon.